Hello, my guys.
Hey, my dude. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday, my dates.
It's actually Tuesday.
Is it? Terrible news.
So, yeah, it's girlfriend day. She's sad because she doesn't have one.
Facts, I don't.
Right,
episode.
Hey.
Reno, you're going to pull that light over, love?
Oh, Reno, don't die, Reno, never die, Reno. Oh, did you see the big stretch?
Big stretch. Big stretch.
Hello.
Hello there.
I've had an alright week. Actually, I'm lying.
You've rang me a few times telling me you're going to have a meltdown.
Yeah, it was lots happened. But that's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, facts. Mind your own.
Yeah. Shut up, man.
It's unbelievable.
Every week you just tune in, don't you? Hoping to hear something about me. Never. Apart from everything I'm about to say.
Yeah, facts. Quick update. Willie's still Willian.
Willie's Willian. Willie's out there Willian. I don't really know what Willie's doing. And also, quick update on Joseph Snuds. Joseph Snuds has a partner, we think.
Yeah, we think. And also, Joseph Snuds tried to follow Molly on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then retracted it very quickly.
Very fast. So, I just think, Joseph Snuds, if you're watching, stop it.
You can't stalk us.
Stop it now.
I'm
private.
There's no entry.
Although, if you did follow me, I would follow you back, message you and call you a cunt.
Hope that helps.
And Willie, if you're listening, still a terrible egg.
Yeah, bad egg.
Floating about.
Very,
with your
very
Willie out.
egg. Put it away.
Just put it away and then she gets it out for the next one. That's the problem.
But that's only like the day after.
Might even be the same day.
Yeah, you
Constant
never know.
rotation.
Terrible, really.
I would say impressive, but it's not. It's nasty.
It is nasty, actually.
Nasty lady. A nasty pasty, as I like to say.
You do like to say that, yeah. Nasty pasty woman.
Nasty pasty picking a pie.
Anyway, we're going to switch things up a bit this week and we're going to start with story time first, aren't we? Because
we are going to start with story time.
We've got to get it out of the way.
We have got to get it out of the way. And we thought we'd do a fun thing that we had seen on TikTok. And by we, I mean me. I see those things where it's like, things my exes did and I stayed. And I would like to preface this with, we're clearly dumb cunts. Oh, hang on, before I do any of this, girlfriend update, she's still there, she's still kicking. So this obviously does not apply to any of the things she has done, although it might do, Georgia, if you ever do anything as silly as this. I've learnt my lesson now.
Girlfriend update for me.
You don't have one.
I still don't have one, yeah.
Girlfriend update. If any of you are available.
No.
She's open for business.
No,
24/7. Like,
she's closed. She's still a nun.
She's closed.
Right. Things my exes did, but I still stayed. The first one, I'm just going to put this on silent because it's bothering me now. The first one is... Wait. Oh, yeah. The first one. My ex told me, and my mother, that she saw and spoke to dead people.
Like, and she stayed.
Yeah, I did. I said, okay, honey, whatever gets you through.
What did she do then? Did she would she just be sat at the end of the bed? Just
well, yapping? I don't know, because I was never actually there for it. So this is why I'm a bit confused if it even existed in the first place.
Well, I just did the
but she
shower
did do
whispering.
one of them. She was taking a shit. She's like, Grandad. She did do one of them readings once. You know when you like
medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Can you go in the other room, please?" And I was like, "Okay, I will."
What? With who? Who did she do one of them? I don't know. Well, like online.
And also, she told me she saw my gran once in the middle of the road while I was driving my car.
That's not funny. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Gran, but also I don't think.
Also, why isn't she showing herself to you? Why would she show herself to Banana?
I mean, why isn't she showing herself to me and only showing herself to Banana?
That's fucking
it's crazy,
rude,
really.
That. Imagine if you were midway through sex and she was like, "Nah."
I'd be like, not now.
Not now, man. I'm busy.
Well, that's my first one.
Yeah, when she said she was seeing other people, she actually meant ghosts.
Yeah, she really did. Until there was actually the other person, and then, you know.
Okay. But one of the things that my exes did and I stayed was she had a friend that was going to go see another girl, and this girl had another friend, and she said, "Oh, she's asked us to go on a double date," and I thought that meant it was going to be her friend and this girl and me and my girlfriend, but she said, oh no, I need to go on a double date with this other girl. I can't say we're together or else she won't want to come, and I don't want to ruin it for my friend. So I literally, actually I did her hair. I did my ex's hair to go on a date with another girl.
Okay, let me help you get ready.
I did my girlfriend's hair so she could go on a date with another girl. And then she came home very drunk and told me she had the best night of her life. And I said, brilliant. So glad I went there.
Terrible news, really. I mean, poor you. I mean, what did you do her hair
And
for?
she used to slate me for smoking. She came home, 3 rollies. I thought, she's changed you. It's only been 2 hours. What did I do her hair for?
Yeah.
She's going on a date once. Does it look pretty?
You said if I can help, I will.
I don't want to do her dirty. I was a very supportive girlfriend. I sent her on away.
A bit too supportive if you ask me, but that's just my opinion.
Clearly, I might as well have opened her leg and inserted the other woman in. It was rough.
My next one is... I have no words for this situation. Basically, we were in the kitchen. I was just faffing around. She had little dogs, right? So I had one of the dogs in my arm, and I was like, oh, you're so cute. And she was unloading the fucking pots that had been washed. She goes to put this pot away. Terrible news. The entire contents of the cupboard falls on the floor, most of them being glass dishes. Now, I, in my brain, right, got brought up in a household where I was like, if there's glass on the floor, get your dog out.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't want them to stand on the glass and cut their paws. Whereas I had shoes on, she had shoes on.
Yeah.
So I pick the dogs up and take them into the other room. I get back, she's fucking fuming at me.
Do you know why? You should have picked her up. Straight up. Should have threw her over your shoulders like a knight in shining armour. Like that.
But honestly, she was fuming. We literally had like a full-blown argument, and she was like, can you just go upstairs, please? Yeah, I needed your help and you didn't help me.
Probably best to go upstairs and no glass there.
Sorry, but I was concerned about the dog's little feet.
You said a wolf.
Yeah. And also, I like the dogs more than you, so now what?
The next one of mine is short and sweet. She threw an electric whisk at my head.
She said, I want to make a cake with your hair.
I was 2 minutes late home and she threw an electric whisk at my head, accused me of cheating. I said, what am I getting done in 2 minutes?
Facts.
She was with me half an hour before. And she went, I'm going home now. And I said, okay, I'll be back in half an hour. But I was back in 32 minutes. And she said, I know you've been to bonk. And I said, and it was one of those ones that like, it was like one of those electric whisk, you know, like battery power.
Yeah.
She turned it on before she threw it. She went through the effort of getting it out. She went, bonk. It ripped some of the air out. I thought, fucking terrible day to be bald.
Yeah.
It was rough. And do you know what I
use-
said afterwards? And do you know what? You should always leave people if they do that. But do you know what I said to her afterwards? I said, okay, night then. And just went up to bed. And then she came upstairs and she went, are you going to say sorry? I went, yep, sorry. And she said, don't you think you should sleep on the sofa? And I said, yeah, okay. And I went downstairs and I did, for a moment, look to see if I could see my hair on the whisk, but it weren't there, so fuck knows where it went.
Guys, you should never use whisks as weapons.
You shouldn't use anything. You should never beat the person you're with.
No, yeah, that too.
Just put it out here now. Don't domestically abuse people.
Next, I got broke. So we went to a party in London, right? Somebody's birthday party. I can't remember the fucking name of the girl. I hope she had a nice day though.
So Queen, hope you're doing
yeah,
well.
and my ex got smashed. This was the first event that her ex was also going to at the time. And it was the first time they'd seen each other since they broke up and left her in a foreign country. Quotation marks, because I don't know what's true and what's not. But
if you're watching, tell us the story.
Yeah, fact, please. But yeah, she got smashed, and it was a bit crazy the way it happened. She fucking straddled me, right? In front of... bearing in mind there's like maybe 50 people at this party, her ex included, and all her friends that I'd only met once before. She straddles me, starts like... I don't know what her fucking intentions were, but I was literally... I am just a girl, and I'm an anxious one at that. So I said, not right now.
Yeah.
You know?
You just met these people.
Yeah, and she got livid. She was like, you're not kissing me properly. I was like, I am. And then she got off and she was like, that's it. We're done. Off she fucks. And leaves me sat there with people I don't know, sitting in the middle of London that I didn't know how to get back from. And I just went over to her friend and I said, please take me back to your house to find my car because I must leave.
Do you know what happened? They got back together.
Well, yeah. I don't think she actually remembers breaking up with me in the first place.
Silly Emmy.
And she sent a message to her ex on the way home.
Terrible fucking news.
And she denied it, and I said I've seen it with my own eye sockets.
Your own eyeballs.
It was right
I
there.
was
She
looking
said,
at
yes, I've
that.
deleted it now, though. I said, oh, well, that's all right then, is it? Okay.
You've deleted it. Have you deleted both messages when she replied to? Or,
I don't know. It was crazy, but yeah.
This one was a bit rogue. So, my mum weren't very well. Somebody else in my family weren't very well as well. And it involved cancer, and it wasn't very good. And I said to my ex at the time, my girlfriend at the time, I said to her, I hope this isn't a genetic thing. I hope I don't get cancer. She went, well, I hope you don't get cancer as well, because if you lose all your hair and go bald, I won't be able to stay with you. And then she told me I had a funny shaped head, and I thought it was now the time. I thought, terrible fucking news. I've already got half an head of hair because you fucking whisked half of it off, you dick. Yeah, she was like, I couldn't stay with you if you were bald. And I was like,
it's just not very nice, guys.
okay. Imagine if I had a cancer scare when I was with her. I'd be terrified. I'd be thinking, fucking hell, I'm going to lose my tits and my missus.
I know.
It's the last thing you need. So yeah, don't let
nice.
people be nasty to you like that. It's not very nice, is it?
She still
I
stayed.
stayed with her for another 2 years.
Next on mine, guys, I have a metaphobia. If you know what that is, Slay Queen. If you don't, brilliant news for you, I guess.
It's the fear of sick.
It is. It's a very big fear of sick as well. And we went out. Christmas Eve it was. Our first Christmas together.
What a way to ruin Christmas.
She, again, not the same ex, different one, but she got smashed. And we got home. Chundered. Everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean I was holding up her head with my hand, and then balancing a fucking bowl in my other hand and holding her while she was being sick. And I was sat there fucking quaking in my boots. I was like, someone put her to bed, right? Next thing you know, I'm getting ready, fucking sick, all over the bed. I said, well, I can't sleep there, and I've only got one bed, so now what?
Yeah, no, I'd been having a mental breakdown, and I'm not even that scared of sick anymore.
Yeah. So I said...
You rang your brother, didn't you?
I did. I said, Joe, please, I don't know what to do. And he said, right, okay, it's all right. We'll get the sofa bed out. I'll come and sleep in there with you.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
And he did. And then she woke up in the morning and she was like, what's going on? I was like, you fucking bellend. You've chundered on me bed sheets.
You little twat. I've had enough of you.
Yeah.
These exes are not very nice people, are they?
I mean, she did apologise and she did cry the day after, so, I mean...
Good.
Yeah.
You should cry.
Yeah.
You're nasty, nasty
She
lady.
wasn't one of the bad ones, to be fair. We just didn't work out, but yeah.
One time I was with a man, and that's where the first terrible news starts. To be fair, if somebody did this one for me, if any of the men who I've been with in my past did this one for me, they'd be like, things my exes said and I stayed, and one of them would be like, I've said to every single man I'm with that I'm gay. At some point. Usually when I was drunk, I'd be like, I know we're together, but I think I'm a lesbian. Anyway, he turned around to me in an argument, and I said, I'm going to walk out now because I feel like punching you in the head. I said I felt like I weren't actually going to ever punch him in the head, but I was like, I'm going to go for a walk now because I'm going to fucking hit you in a minute. You're pissing me off. And he said, I wouldn't feel bad hitting you because it wouldn't feel like hitting a woman. And I said, right.
Which, to preface...
And then I was like, I just told you I'm annoyed. Do you think that's going to help? He was like, I wouldn't feel like hitting a woman. And I was thinking, what? And then I thought, he thinks I'm hard. I'll take that as a compliment.
Huh? Oh, please, not today, Joe Snod.
And then this same man, I was going on a night out with my friends that had been planned for a very long time, by the way. And it was, you know, in between the lockdowns where you could go out. So I was like, well, I want to go out. So off I went, I plodded. And I got to the front door on my way, and I turned, and he was sat on the bottom step, sobbing, going, please don't go. If you go out, you're going to cheat. I've never cheated in my life. If you go out, you're going to cheat on me. Please don't go. And he was begging. He was like gripping the bottom of my trousers, begging me to stay. And I was thinking, first of all, these are new
not
jeans.
The trousers.
Get your grubby hands off me. Second of all, ick.
He said, I am a toddler and I can't do this.
Yeah, and then
you.
I had a baby. So
yeah.
Clearly I stayed.
This one is not a...
Stayed.
I didn't stay.
This goes on. So now we've got... these are the things that our exes did and stayed. And this is how our exes broke up with us.
Yeah, so not the first one, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, she broke up with me over text. And do you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe. Should I ring her?
Blower. Get her on the blower.
Let's get her on the blower and see what she's got to say for
If she
herself.
answers this phone call, that's crazy. Because clearly
Yeah,
she's
facts.
capable of
Yeah.
calling him. Why have you still got a number?
Shits and gigs.
Not the podcast.
Hello.
Hello. Do you remember when you broke up with me over text?
No comment.
No, hanging up. She hung up. Oh, she's so funny. No, actually, to be fair, no, me and Becky are buddies.
Buddy snuddies.
Yeah, we are.
Buddy
She
snuddies,
she did break up with me over text, but since then we have
then, they've called.
Since then, we are back in contact. Not in that way, but you know, it was very amicable, and she's a lovely girl. And we both, you know,
They're going on a little trip together soon, actually.
Yeah, we are. We are going on a little trip and picking her up from Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Picking her up from Cardiff.
I love
from
Cardiff,
the train
you know.
station. But yeah, we are buddies now. We both, you know, came when we got back in contact.
You can be friends with your exes.
No, I mean I don't advise it, but not because of her, but just in.
Becky, you little twat. Love you.
But yeah, no, we're buddies, and she's an all right egg. To be fair, she's one of the better exes I've got. She's probably the best one that I've got, really. So we were both in very bad states in that relationship.
She still is.
Yeah.
Don't know about Becky, not matter. None of my business, to be honest, Becky. Fuck you.
She doesn't mean it. Am I doing all mine first?
Yeah, so this is the traumatic breakup story segment.
Yeah, so that was one of them. That was probably the least traumatising one, to be fair. My first...
I'm sorry, just need to say Breno.
She's stuck. My first breakup...
How old were you?
21. Not slow. Fresh out the fucking...
womb.
Yeah. And bearing in mind this girl was 28?
Old.
No, she must have been 30. Because I...
Imagine that, you know, because you're 26 now and you wouldn't get with a 20.
Oh, no, facts. But I remember getting her a load of shit for Christmas and her 30th birthday, so she must have been 30.
Literal poo.
So I was at home, chilling, got a dog, picked up a new dog the day before. She pops out.
Of the womb.
No, that was me. She pops out and she says, I've got to go and put some friends' shelves up.
The friend she was shagging.
The friend she married.
The friend, you know, we've been there.
She married her. Now they're divorced anyway.
You know those friends that you just scissor and marry? You know them? Crazy that.
Anyway.
Sometimes there's some bubbles on the floor. Next thing you know, you scissor and your mate. She can't help it.
Anyway, yeah, so she pops out to her mate's house. Next minute I know, I get a text saying, I think you ought to go to Devon to see your family. And I said, excuse you, what do you mean go to Devon to see me? I don't really want to go down there. Little did I know I'd end up living there for 3 years. And I said, oh.
She said doodle bit.
And she said, I need some space. Bearing in mind, I pay rent for this house. We have 2 dogs. We share a car. All of the above. We share a bank account. Anyway, she said, yeah, I think you should go to Devon. I pack all of my things, right, as you do as an unstable 21-year-old.
Yeah.
I pack all of my things. I get the dogs ready. She walks in 5 minutes before I'm meant to leave. And she's like, oh, are you taking the dogs?
Yes.
Excuse you.
Yes.
Mr. Man, did you enjoy putting your shelves up? Where have you been?
I bet she put something up somewhere.
Even her fucking sister offered to come round and help me. And I said, please come round and help me. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You said, imagine having a really bad time and also she's really again.
And my most recent ex... Oh, I mean, how do you even... there's no words for this woman, but she turned round out of the blue.
Actually, no, you need to mention. You need to mention what she said.
What?
When she said she wasn't cheating.
What, I put on my TikTok?
This is the funny... That is... it's. Do you know what? I hate of it. It's kind of iconic.
Oh, it's fucking wild, actually.
I'm going to get you.
Sense.
I swear.
Put that on a t-shirt.
On everything. I'm getting it embroidered onto like a sweatshirt for you to wear.
Fact.
Because that is the funniest fucking thing I've it's so bad, but it's so funny.
So she texts me saying, well, we had a bit of a rocky patch. She removed me on Instagram again. So I brought that up, and she texted me a few days after we'd had the conversation about this, or the argument, or whatever you want to call it, and she was like, this has just proven that I'm not the right person for you. I can't give you everything that you need. I will never be enough, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
Terrible, shocking news.
okay, I mean, I think you're right, because clearly the basics just don't come easily to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes out that she was seeing a whole other woman. If you want to go and delve into that story, go back to episode 5. I think it's 5.
It's one of them.
Maybe 4. I don't know. The ultimate lesbian lowdown. So yeah, it comes out that she's cheating. Next minute, she's threatening to top herself. She rings me and she said, no, I didn't cheat. I just broke up with you a couple of weeks too late.
And honest to God, that line. You should get it tattooed. You should get that tattooed.
No, I'm not a
onto you.
fucking cheater, but she ought to get it tattooed.
That was honestly one of the... It's crazy because obviously it's shocking she cheated on you, but that is the most iconic line I've ever heard anyone. No, I haven't cheated. I just broke up with you late, okay? Just a couple of weeks too late, okay, whilst I was cheating on you. She said, actually, if I broke up with you a few weeks before, it wouldn't be cheating, so it's not cheating because I did it when I cheated.
You know what? Also, I said to her, well, if you knew that you didn't want to be with me,
Yeah.
why did we go to Bath for my birthday?
Yeah.
Because obviously that was like the weekend before.
Yeah.
Was that. She was like, because I still enjoy like spending time with you. I still love you so much. I wish you could be my person. And I said, excuse me, but don't you have another girlfriend? Like,
Don't
isn't
you
that
have a
your
girlfriend
person now?
right now?
Don't you love her? What? What do you mean?
And she said, if only it had been a couple of weeks earlier, we could have been friends.
No,
And you couldn't have been.
No, we couldn't have been.
So, there you go.
Anyway, on to yours.
Yeah, so none of mine broke up with me over text. The first one we've already spoke about, but she broke up with me at the top of the London Eye because I said, I think we should do this again. And she said, I don't think we should. I cheated on you at the top of a London Eye, a pod full of people, and then we got stuck there for 45 minutes. And then she asked me for a lift home.
She doesn't even drive, so then what?
And I said, I just think you should get the train. I think that's the least you... And you know what? I'm quite proud of myself because I did crash out afterwards and I did fuck up a car, but you deserve that, you little rat. I didn't crash out during. I said, right. She said, I cheated. She put her hand on my leg as well as if she was breaking the news gently. She said, I've got something to tell you. And I said, okay. I thought, do you know what? I genuinely thought, we're on the top of the London Eye. She's looked me dead in the eye, put her hand on my leg after I've said we should do this again. She put her hand on my leg and she's like, I've got something to say. I was thinking she's going to fucking propose. And then she went, I've cheated on you. I said, terrible fucking... I wouldn't want either, but that was the least...
What I was expecting.
Yeah, and I was like, right. And all of these people were pretending they weren't looking, but they were looking. So
that's the worst.
Do you know what? I always think about that. I think there's people out there in this world that saw that happen, and I bet they told all their mates, and then they came off and was like, fucking craziest things just happened.
Yeah, facts. Because that would be us.
Yeah, facts. I'd be ringing you up and like,
yeah,
gossip
facts, yeah.
for the pod, quick. But yeah, that was my first one, and that was, I was like, what a way for the first person you've been with to break up with you.
Facts.
Also, actually, no, that's a lie. Before that, I was with another girl, right? And this was like short-lived. I tried to break up with her 9 times, and she just kept saying no.
Valid from
I was like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. I was just stuck with her. And Caleb found it hilarious because I used to turn up at Caleb's house. Like, I used to be there every day. And I used to go to his house and be like, try it again, didn't work. For a week. I was like, it's just not what I do. Every time I ask, she says no. What am I meant to do? And then I was like, okay, yeah, but you know, it's long distance, like it's hard. I don't think this is working. And she was like, no, it is. And I was like, no, I don't think it is. She's like, no, it is. So, and I was like, oh, okay. It's so many attempts. I'll find a text one day that was wrong. Because she was like, you love me though? And I was like, well, you know, like we're young. And she was like, okay, well, I love you, so you can't break up with me. And I said, okay.
You said...
And then the next day I said, I think we should break up. And she said, I don't think we did. And I said, okay.
You said terrible news. How am I going to get out of this one?
Yeah, it was rough. The second one, I would say, is one of my craziest ones. So I had gone to visit my mum and I'd come back home early. I was going to surprise her. Silly me. I came
Guys,
home
don't do it.
early
Never
and
do
I was
that.
like, she told me she was going to work. So I was like, I'm going to come home and do like a nice dinner, run her a bath, you know what I mean? Because I'm a nice person. I walked in and I was thinking, door weren't fucking locked. What's going on there? Maybe she's come back early. Fucked it. Ruined my surprise. And I was thinking she must have gone to bed. 5 p.m. I thought she must have gone to bed. I
Tired
walked
girl.
upstairs. She's shagging another girl on my bed. Right? And first of all, I didn't crash out then either. I just went, oh! And then I just got a bag and just like got all of the stuff off the side table and just pushed it in and was like, I'll come back and get the rest a different day because I didn't know what to do. And then I left. She's like, oh, so I've opened the door and caught them. She's gone. She stopped basically, looked at me like a fucking deer in the headlights. Like it was, and she was like, oh no. And I was like, hi. And the poor fucking girl. She was like, who's this? She was like, and I was like, oh, I'm her girlfriend. Just said it really calmly. I was like, I'm her girlfriend. And she was like, is this okay? And I was like, no, not really, no. I don't know what to say. And then she was like dead apologising. The girl was like tearing up. Then my ex is like pulled on her, like she's pulled on like her joggers. She's got sports bra on. She pulled on her joggers. I've walked out the house because like I'm in a bit of a rush now. Do you know what I mean? I just need to.
I must leave.
I said I must go and stay at my house. So she's pulled on her joggers. I've walked out the house. She's still putting one leg in the jogger and chasing me down the road. Going, no, please, it was a mistake. It's just because, you know, you went away and we've not really been close for a while. Bearing in mind, I was going through some stuff. And she was like, we've not really been close in a while. But by that, she meant we hadn't had sex in a week. She's charging after me. And I was like, I just don't want to talk to you right now, to be honest. I still didn't crash out. So I don't want to talk to you right now, to be honest. And I kept walking. And then she was like, no, it's you. It's always been you. And I was thinking,
why do they say that?
I was thinking, I only known you a few years. It's you, it's always been you. That's always been me. You didn't even know me then. Anyway, and then she was like, no, we can spend our life together. And then I turned around to tell her to fuck off and she was on one knee. And she was like, please, will you marry me? And I said, no. I said, I absolutely will not. Booking an Uber. And she was out there for fucking ages as well. Until the Uber came, she stayed there for a good 8 minutes. Just on one knee, and she was like, please. And I was like, no.
I'm off steam.
Anyway, and then I got an Uber and I went home. And I accidentally nicked a dead
terrible
man.
news.
So that was terrible.
She's still got a dead man.
No, she picked her up now.
Oh, she picked her up. Yeah, she's gone now.
No, her new girlfriend picked her up. The one she cheated on me with.
Do you know what I fucking get the right ick from?
What?
When they say, no, it's you. It's always been you. Well, it fucking isn't though, is it?
You're my person, please. You're the love of my life. How am I the love of your life? You're literally shagging somebody. She had a pillow over her head. It was my favourite pillowcase. Dickhead. I had to throw that bedding away from bad memories and come. I've had enough. So yeah, I feel like that was the worst one for me. Because how are you... And do you know what the worst part was? The girl came out of the house. So this girl didn't know, but she ended up getting with her. So actually, I don't have that much sympathy for her. But she came out of the house, bearing in mind she's just been shagging this girl, and apparently they were like talking. It was like a thing. This girl didn't know, and my ex was saying she was in love with her. And imagine you've just found out that she has a whole other girlfriend. You walk out of the house and she's proposing to me on the street.
Do you know what?
And I'm just trying to get into an Uber.
Do you know what it's given?
What?
Jofi
Well,
Snoody.
it is giving Jofi Snoody, but I was just stood there like, no. In fact, at one point, I think I kicked her over.
Get off.
I said, no, thank you. I said, please, I would like to go home now. So, yeah, that was rough. And the third one, I feel like, I don't think he'll ever listen. But if you do, no hard feelings, mate.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. I found out, I need to be careful with this one. I found out he was...
She has to be very careful. Be careful with your words.
I found out he was cheating on me on Skype. He paid for it. No, we can laugh about it now, can't we, mate? We can have a laugh.
Can we?
He cheated on me on Skype, and I found out
paid cheating
whilst he was on our first holiday with our child. And I actually broke up with him whilst he was on the phone to his dad. And then I had to throw him out of a caravan in Skeg. No, no hard feelings. We're great friends now, actually.
You're having a nice day.
But yeah, he did cheat on me on Skype and paid money for it. My money too, but once
No
again,
hard feelings.
no hard feelings. No hard
If you
feelings.
can pay that back, that'd be great.
But that really did ruin the Haven holiday. We was meant to be having dinners with the characters the next day, and I thought, I'm gonna have to go home.
Can't even look at
And
you.
then I was really annoyed. I got that annoyed that I think I launched something, not at him, but I launched something and it knocked the fucking curtain pole off, and then I had to pay charges for the caravan, and I thought, fuck me, just one thing after
It's
another.
got no money left.
I've become a single mum at 21, and now I've got to pay an extra 50 quid to fix a curtain pole in a caravan, and I know they don't cost that much.
I'll get you all from B&M, piss off.
Innit? And we ended the holiday, I think, a week early. I broke up with him the day before his birthday too. But also, don't cheat on me. All of you have cheated on me, all of you little rats. And Georgia,
Facts.
if Georgia ever.
I'd fucking kill her. No, I wouldn't. That's a threat. I don't need the 999 back on my case. But also,
She
I would
would,
not
though.
be happy. We
I
don't do
would.
cheats, do we?
You wouldn't kill her, I'd kill her first.
Yeah, facts. We do not do cheats.
We don't do
If-
cheats.
This is
I
what
did do cheats. I did them. And then they did it to me. I've never
This
cheated.
is what we
but-
said. We said that we'd always be a whistleblower, wouldn't we?
Yeah, facts. So if any of you, my mates that are listening, if I find out, you're done. You're done for.
Facts.
You're absolutely done for. Because I
don't
just
do it.
feel like, why are you doing that? Just break up with them, man.
Oh, facts. Stop wasting everyone's time.
It's embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
Especially now we're this age, you know, when you're like 17, like the first girlfriend who broke up with me on top of the world and I was young, so I was like, it's still bad, obviously, but we were kids.
I have an update.
Mm.
I haven't told you.
Oh.
Willie Ford,
Mm.
new girlfriend,
Mm.
49.
I thought you was about to say 14. So actually 49 wasn't bad when it came out your mouth, because when you was about to say 14, it really shit me pants and died.
49, she is 23.
Guess we like a cougar.
I guess we don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's rogue.
That's double her age.
It's because she won't be on TikTok looking at the news.
She's also deleted her Instagram, and she's also gone private on TikTok.
She just wanted somebody to cook her a nice home cooked meal and act like a mother, because she's going through a very traumatic time because everyone's calling her out for being a bad egg.
Mm.
So she said, I need somebody who'll rub me back and tuck me in. And that's what she got.
I need someone that's going to hold me at night.
Yeah.
Terrible news.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it like definite? Allegedly.
No,
we have
no.
to say, no, we have to
Oh,
say
right.
allegedly.
Yeah, no, allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's not alleged.
Allegedly.
Very, very allegedly.
Allegedly. She's willying the middle age now.
Mm.
So that's crazy. 49, so what year were they born then?
Well, Julie was born in
In
69.
the 80s.
Have you worked that one out?
Because it's
No,
2025.
70s. And
Oh
she was born
God.
in... She's 20... How old are you?
She was around before inside toilets.
How old are you? When were you born?
2000.
So she was born in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's weird. Okay, strange. Also, too weird from that woman,
I don't fucking know.
because you are literally old enough to be the mother.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I was 18 shagging a 40-year-old, so...
Yeah, well, I think me and you both got groomed at very early ages.
I did it willingly.
Wow.
I said-
Yeah, wow.
You may enter. In fact, no, she never entered me. That would be silly.
No one ever has. Terrible news. This pod has took a turn. This wasn't in the script for today, but here we are.
Anyway. I thought that said lesbian lockdown. I was like, oh my God, lesbians have to go into lockdown, guys.
Yeah, well, they fucking should with the way Jojo Siwa was going on.
Right, okay, lesbian lowdown, hoedown. No. Jojo Siwa. Coming back round like a boomerang, or however that song went. She is a
Karma's a
bad
bitch.
girl.
I
She
should've
did some
known
bad
better.
things. Jojo Siwa is no longer in a relationship.
She's very much no longer in a relationship because she...
And also, Miss... Oh, not Miss.
Hmm.
No, it's... There are they then.
Also, they... Is that how that works?
What? So they. What does that mean? Is that how that works?
Wait, so how do non-binary people, like, what happens on their letters?
It's a Mus or a MX.
Mix. Also, mix Siwa.
They're just little. They're a baby. My little baby. No, Jojo's. Jojo.
Jojo.
Jojo's pronouns are she, her, but Kath's pronouns are they, them.
Okay, so Miss.
Yeah, Miss Girl.
Excuse you, Miss Siwa.
Did you see that?
You're giving lesbians a bad name because I just think now everyone's going to think that being lesbian's a phase. Because you really said, let me just pull the reverse card out.
Just to play the devil's advocate.
Oh, there she goes.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but also, you know, people just change their mind, don't they?
Well, you did.
Sexuality is a journey.
It's a fluid.
It's about the climb, as Miley Cyrus said, not the destination. It's about the friends we make along the way, and also the partners we break up with. Jojo Siwa.
You'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking,
I'm just going to reply to my girlfriend
every
while she does
move
it.
I make builds lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep strong. Just keep pushing on.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be another mountain. There's always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there.
Ain't about us waiting on the other side.
It's the climb.
I completely forgot what we were talking about.
Jojo Siwa.
Oh yeah, come back around like a boomer.
I'm a bad bitch.
That was crazy. I just plucked a fly out of the sky.
Anyway, Jojo Siwa.
Yeah. So Em was scrolling through TikTok and she messaged me and said, "You must look at the news." So, by the way, Jojo Siwa didn't win Celebrity Big Brother. Jack did, which is crazy to me.
That is crazy.
I did vote for Jojo Siwa multiple times.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't vote at
Do you want
all.
to know why?
Why?
Because my girlfriend told me to, and I'll do anything a pretty girl says.
Oh, do you know what? You're so valid for that.
Yeah,
You're
but,
so valid for that.
This looks like I've got really strange tits.
You have. Anyway, carry on.
How would you know?
I've seen them multiple times.
I bet you have.
I said.
Yeah, so Emma was scrolling through TikTok and it came up that Kath, which was Jojo Siwa's partner, got broken up with by Jojo
I do feel
Siwa.
sorry for Kath, I can't lie.
Yeah, at the after party for Celebrity Big Brother. It weren't even 24 hours after she got out. She said, "I know you've travelled all this way to see, but we're done." And then the video got deleted, so I can't really tell you everything she said. Because I forgot.
It got deleted, then it got put back up, and then it got deleted, and then it got put back up again.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, she just said that she flew over to support her, even though obviously things had been going off. And they went to the after party and got broken up with at the after party.
Which is not what anyone needs.
And that she was told that Jojo was not happy in the relationship.
And there's a lot of speculation because obviously she got very, very close to Chris. And Chris, by the way, in that interview after Celebrity Big Brother, when you were like, "She reminds me of my ex," and then was like, "Why is everyone saying that they think I fancy her?" What do you fucking mean? Did you not fancy your ex? Do you know what I mean? True. And then they keep doing these interviews where they're like, "No, it's completely platonic." And whenever somebody's like, "Says you want it to be romantic," they just avoid the question. So really, they're putting themselves in the doghouse. I don't know if it's a PR stunt.
I don't know either, but it's so funny because whenever someone's like, "Do you want it to be romantic?" They're like, "Well, whatever happens, happens." And I'm like,
"You
honey
want
bunch,
scissor,
is
don't you?"
it a yes or is
but
it a
also,
no?
it's weird because he is 32 years old and she's 21.
You shagged the 40-year-old, love.
No, but I never said it was right. No, but like you have to
I agree
think
with you.
when because I saw this TikTok the other day. It was like Chris Hughes in 2017 and Jojo Siwa in 2017. Crazy.
I mean,
Because she was like slick back bows, and he was like, it's raining fucking money. You know what I mean? In the club.
Yeah,
we are
facts.
fans.
Yeah.
She couldn't go to the club. She was too young.
She was too
She's
young.
only just been allowed.
Yeah, especially in America.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do. It's a very strange situation. Very strange. And I do really feel for Kath, because I just think, what a way to be broken up with.
Yeah, it's so shit.
Yeah.
It's just not what anyone needs, is it?
No. I mean, we can sit here and slate our exes off to the fucking moon, but...
No, I was never on Celebrity Big Brother.
was-
Also, talking about Big Brother, Alicia's applied.
Of course she has.
So
She'd be fucking
if
feral in
Alicia
there.
gets on, guys, if Alicia Kunisia, it's not a real name, but if Alicia Kunisia gets
I
on
would
Big Brother,
literally-
we need to just please vote to keep it. It'll be the most entertained you've ever been. She
No,
will
but
definitely
also,
get kicked out
If I
day
got
one.
put in there with Alicia,
You'd shag her. I know.
no, I would kill myself. I would kill myself.
I'd be having a great time. She's so menacing. She'd
No,
make
she's
it
so funny. She's funny as fuck. But I'm one of them people where my social battery dips in and out like fucking something not right.
Yeah.
So, and I just know she wouldn't leave me
She's
alone.
so funny though, guys. If she's in there, it will be the most entertaining thing you've ever seen.
But yeah, strange situation with Jojo.
It is a strange situation with Jojo, and I hope that she's not kind of being groomed.
Terrible news.
And also, her mum's a bit dodgy. We should do an in-depth. You know, when you
Yeah.
see people do those documentaries on people, we should do one about Jojo Siwa's mum, because she's never watched Dance Mum, so I'm trying to force her to watch it.
What's next?
The weekly what the fuck?
Yeah.
Fucking Pope's died.
R.I.P.
That was completely all wrong, but
It was the effort that counts.
And I got a tattoo for him.
Why?
A cross. Got it for the Pope.
He didn't.
Me and Saskia, when we first got these tattoos, she put it on Instagram and tagged the Pope. Said, "This is for you."
Terrible
Frank.
news, really. I'm sorry, Pope.
It's it's quite sad because tell you pourquoi. Because this has been the first Pope who has been like progressive, like really accepting of gay people and stuff, and trans people. He was like, "Well, you are who you are." Now he's fucking dead. And I just think, with everything going on in the world, this is the last time we need
He was
somebody
the only
like that
one
to
fighting
die.
in our corner.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, big R.I.P. Some people might think I'm taking the piss, but I'm actually quite sad he's gone. Rip.
She's upset. Leave her alone.
And then I saw the other day. No, I think I might need to get my eyes checked because I was on Twitter and pictures of his. This isn't funny, but pictures of his funeral came up. This is so rogue. I don't know why I'm telling you. Pictures of the funeral came up, but they were like so perfect. So like the back of it was like, it's like one colour, and then there was a coffin. It was people, but it was taken from above, right? So everyone looked really lit, and I was thinking, who the fuck's done a Lego Pope? But it was a real picture. But I was like, somebody's made the Pope funeral out of Lego. I was sat there for ages looking at it, thinking, wow, aren't some people creative? And then I zoomed in, and I was like, oh no, it's a real fucking thing. And I'm really sad I didn't go.
I don't think you would have been invited anyway. Anyway, on to the next.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Pope. Love you.
Yeah, it's actually a bit shit.
Let's do STEM situations then.
STEM situation.
This I find really annoying. Boots and cats. 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 Boots and cats.
Somebody has to be a man in a relationship.
Anyway, STEM situations, right? Why does someone always need to be the man?
Shouldn't be a man. That's the whole point. Hope that
We are
helps.
two women.
We are.
We are. And you are too, if you're listening. If you're not.
If
then-
you're a man, no, you're not.
Yeah, why are you listening? Go away.
Yeah, I do force a transgender on people. If you're a man, you're now a woman. Fuck you.
I just think it's such a lesbian thing, isn't it? When you see people are like,
Which one's the man?
which one of you's more manly then?
Which one's the knife? Which one's the fork?
Just because one of us dresses in boys' clothes.
Yeah, this is the thing, like, if you go and buy that, I'm the man in the relationship with Georgia, but also she wears the pants, so I'm scared of her.
Take from that what you will, guys. Anyway, it's actually Mole never takes her pants off.
Stapled on. Chastity belt.
Yeah, I just think it's like, yes, there's one of us that dresses more like a boy, and not even always that, but that doesn't mean that one of us has to be the man.
Yeah.
We're just two girly pops.
I feel like, as well, Sometimes I think I'm so masculine, and other times I'm like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like
But
something just throws me off, and I'm like, woo! But then I see Lego, and I'm a full man. I'm like, oh, Lego.
Yeah, facts. When I feel more feminine when a certain person would be like, "Oh, you look pretty." I'm like, thanks. That's the STEM situations because I just think we don't have to be.
And it is a bit of a situation, because how do you get around that?
You don't. I don't know.
This is the thing. I
But
feel
that's
like,
people's-
and I also feel like some lesbians feel the need to take on the role of a man because it's what's expected of them. Do you know what I mean? Like just because you're the more masculine, you can be girly pop, paint your nails, treat
Yeah,
yourself.
facts. And even if you don't want to be a girly pop, paint your nails still. Paint them black.
Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Facts.
Like, what was
It's a
it?
safe space.
I
isn't it?
felt really girly the other day. I don't know what I did.
Was it when you tried that dress on?
No, that was hilarious. I looked like Chantal Wellard. That was a beautiful time in my life, to be fair. I can't believe I used to. I always think that. I look back at pictures of myself and think, Christ,
Facts.
that was rogue.
I was doing that last night. I was looking through my mum's Facebook and there's some absolute
No,
horrific things on there.
That fucking photo of you in that bridesmaid dress when you're holding that phone. It's honest to God, I was going to make that my lock screen. Do you know when I first met you? But I thought, no, that's crazy. I can't do that for the first time I meet you.
Like,
I click on my phone and it's just you, and I'm like, oh yeah, about that.
I don't know why I was holding it like this.
It's the funniest picture ever. With a quiff.
I didn't have a quiff. I
You
had
did
a
have a
flower in
quiff.
my hair.
Oh, you had a quiff. Do you think just before you came out, do you think you went ultra feminine?
Yeah.
I did that. I was a tomboy all of my life, and then just before I came out, I said, I must look really girly because I will deny this till the end of time.
No, I don't. I wasn't that girly before, but when I did go through a phase literally just before where I was like, must wear dresses, must wear heels.
That's what I did. I used to have them. Can you remember those heels that looked like trainers?
Yeah.
I had them. I used to cut
I
about
think
and they had
that's
spikes on them.
I think that's an internal thing, though,
It's
isn't
a denial thing, I think,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that because I went through a stage where I was really, really like, I've always been tomboy all of my life. Like mum used to dress me in really like girly stuff when I was little, like tiny. And then when I was like dressing myself or picking my own clothes, I was like really tomboy. And then when I kind of figured out in my own brain but was still denying it that I was gay, and I was like, fuck, can't be having this. If I put a dress on, I won't be gay. So then I went like ultra feminine for ages. And by ages I mean a few months, but it was a long time for me. And then I was like, I can't be doing that. That's not for me.
Yeah,
And then I went back to my basketball jerseys and lived my best life.
Me too.
Yeah.
We said no.
Did you used to have a flannel?
Really. Of course I did.
Yeah, typical lesbian way of coming out, that, isn't it?
Of course I did.
On the day I came out to my mum, I was wearing a flannel. I thought, fitted.
This is me.
In fact, no, when I came out to my mum, I wasn't wearing the flannel. I wore the flannel after her. I came out to my mum. I just got out of the bath. I was still wrapped in a towel. I walked downstairs and said, what would you do if I was gay? And she said, well, are you? And I said, well, what would you do? And then she spat out a tea, literally. Most fucking British thing you can do. She spat out a tea. And I went, well, what does that mean then? And she just went, no, you're not. And I went, no, I think I am, Mum. And
Don't tell me what to do.
She went, your hair's dripping wet. And I went,
sure.
okay, I'm going to go get dressed now. And that was the end of the conversation. So I was like, well, I don't know if that went well or not.
You'll never know.
I will never know. We don't really bring it up. It's just kind of something that happens now. Also, oh my God, I didn't bring it up. The lesbian lowdown, my girlfriend met my mum.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to elaborate on that?
After nearly 8 months.
Yeah.
It went well.
Jolly
It didn't
good.
go bad. And also, Georgia, if you're listening, when my mum is cutting the grass in front of you, so hang on, I need to preface this. My girlfriend always says you always call me stupid. You always call me thick. I don't say it in a nasty way, but she's
thick.
A bimbo. Except she's not blonde, she's ginger, she's a gimbo. And
she's a ginger.
Ginger. And my mum is literally cutting the grass in front of Georgia's very eyes. And Georgia goes, it smells like freshly cut grass. Yeah.
Well done, Georgia.
Yes. And if you watched the previous podcast, Em found it absolutely hilarious that when Georgia's holding up a picture going, look, this is a geese, it says goose.
I did, I found it fucking funny. Because she sat there going, no, it's a geese. And it literally underneath the picture says, this is a goose.
And Alicia backed her up on that, so at least, you know, she's got the one with the biggest IQ, I suppose, supporting her.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Well, it's not good, is it really?
No,
But, you know,
anyway. But yeah,
continue as you may.
it went quite well.
Oh,
It did
that's
go
good.
quite well.
I remember meeting your mum. It didn't go well for me.
No, it didn't. It was rough. It was a terrible, terrible time.
What was I going to say? Ick or stick?
It got stick.
Sticky ear.
But do you know what? Hang on, another thing that she said that made my mum think she was stick is mum got the strimmer out, and Jojo went, "Is that a strummer?"
Strummer?
And then she turned around to Drew and was like, "Lena's got a strummer."
Terrible news, Georgia.
And that's her not even correct enough. She could say that for the rest of her life. Okay, ick or stick, my ick or stick of the week. I've only got one.
Go on,
It's
then.
a big one. It's one that I've seen debates about.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you're like seeing somebody or with somebody, and they can only have fun if they're either drunk or on something. Like, not only have fun, but like you can't go. Like, do you know if you go out and you're like, oh, we'll just have a nice day. So, like when me and Georgia go out, we usually have a pint or whatever.
Mm.
But also, I knew if I didn't drink, I don't like today. We were out today and we didn't drink.
Yeah.
And we still had a good time. But like, you know, when you go out with people and they're like, oh, I've got to have a drink. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Especially when they're on stuff, because I'm drugs in for me now. I'm a grown woman. I don't have time.
You said
for
I
it.
am grown. I don't have the time.
I'm a mother. Do you know what I mean? I can't have anyone being hospitalised for cocaine up the nose. It's not for me, that. This is one. I feel like that is my biggest dick.
I mean, the thing is, there's so many people that do it. There's so many people that do it, and to
More
an
people than you
extent,
think.
like I get the whole alcohol thing because it's been drummed into us, hasn't it? That alcohol is,
Especially British people, 100%.
Yeah.
But I feel like going out and drinking is completely different to going out drinking. Like, I used to be friends with people where we'd go out for, it'd be 2 pints in. We're not even hammered, and they'd be like, should we get some cash out and get it back? And I'd be like, no.
Do you know what? I don't have an issue with people that do it.
If somebody you're with, or somebody that, like, even when I'm on a night out with, like, people and they're around me, I just think, I don't really want to be around that. If you're going to do it, just not with me, please. Thank you.
And if they are doing it, I'd just be like, all right, it's late, I'm going to go over here then.
I'm going to go home now. Thank you.
Going to go and have a nap. I mean, like I said, I don't have an issue with people doing it. You do you, honey bunch. But
I think I just have a different perspective now on my mum. I just think, what a waste of money.
Well, yeah.
I could get you at least 5 kebabs.
And also, I think as well, like, you know, where I'm sober.
Yeah.
And like in every aspect, I just don't understand it because I don't need it. But if you feel like you do,
yeah, I've never kind of understood it anyway, because I just think, don't get me wrong, I've dabbled, but I just think every time I've dabbled, I just think, well, I wake up the next day, I felt like shit after, and I'll just be like, brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
I have been around people that 1, have a drinking problem, or 2, have a drugs problem.
Yeah,
and they are just not.
They turn into different people.
Yeah,
I know, like, people say that about alcohol. Like, obviously, people who drink can turn into different people. But if you can handle your drink, it's fun. It's a good night out.
But I also think that not only are you a different person on the day, like that you're doing it, you're also then a different person the day after.
Yeah.
Like, it changes your whole persona.
Yeah, because you're Mardy.
Yeah. And I just think if that's what you want to do it. But it's no fun for the people that are around you.
Yeah, especially when you're the sober. But then when I'm drunk, I say that, but then I'll get drunk and I'll be doing a madness. And the next day I'm like, don't even tell me. I don't want to know. Yeah. But I think also, like, I think I'm a funny drunk. I don't think I'm like a Mardy drunk.
No, yeah.
No, I think everything's funny when I'm sober. In fact, Jamie, if you watch it, because he watches every single one, I'm glad you love how much I laugh, because I find everything funny. I have said, me and Georgia have had the conversation again this week about how we can't have a serious conversation. I think we tried to have one. I think we tried to have one earlier, actually. She was asking me about something that I won't mention on here, but she was asking me about something, and I was like, should we just do a paint by numbers? I just don't think.
As you fucking should.
I just
and
think
then next minute, you know, she's got paint by numbers on a story.
Yeah, fact. Yeah. She did a really pretty one.
I was a bit jealous, actually.
She did. I was doing the gem thing because I didn't have any nice paint by numbers.
Yeah.
So I was doing a gem thing. Let me tell you, the people who do that every day of their life, fuck me. I was getting mad. I think I'm a bit too ada for it. Ada.
Oh, ada, yeah.
Because I'd put one gem down, I was bored. I thought, fucking hell.
And also, I hate when they get fucking stuck somewhere that they're not meant to be stuck, and you're like,
ugh. It weren't even that, you know. It weren't even the fact that, because I was getting all them in the right places, my arm kept sticking to the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I've waxed myself now. and that wasn't on the cards for today.
It's just not good, is
And then
it?
I was just staring at Georgia doing a painting, thinking, pretty girl, pretty painting.
Do you have a shag, marry, kill?
I do have a shag, marry, kill. He's coming to me.
She said if I squeeze really, really hard.
Right. Cara Delevingne. Is it Kristen Stewart or Kirsten Stewart?
Kristen.
Kristen Stewart. And who was the other fucking one I was thinking of, you little rat bastard? Let me think. I'll think of another one whilst you do whatever you need to do.
I'm just Googling what she looks like. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
And, did you watch Orange is the New Black? Which one did you fancy on that?
Out of all of them.
Was it Alex Voss?
No.
Crazy.
I didn't really... No, I didn't fancy her that
I used to
much.
fancy the fuck out of Nikki. Still would. She's on my all pass list.
No. Do you know what? There wasn't really anyone that I fancied on there, to be honest.
Is there not?
No.
Not even Ruby Rose when she came into it when you were in your little gay era?
No, but do you remember when someone told me I looked like her?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was rogue.
I said, I don't think I do, honey bunch.
Anyway, so Cara Delevingne, Kristen Stewart, GK Barry, shag, marry, kill.
I would marry GK.
I would marry the fuck out of GK. GK, you're such a funny cunt.
Yeah, facts. And
You
that
are
is
such
the
a
sole
funny
reason
cunt,
that
yeah.
I would marry her, because I just think she's funny as fuck.
She's so funny.
And I think every day I'd be howling.
Literally.
And that's all I
At the
want from
moon.
life. That is all I want from life. I don't want drama. I don't want fucking arguments.
She is a proper funny cunt.
Yeah, facts.
Her podcast, I wish we could be her. Her podcast is the funniest.
Do you know on my
fucking thing I've ever watched.
TikToks, people keep telling me that I'm just like her?
Incorrect. GK Barry is 10 times better. 100 times better. A million times better. I would never marry you. I'd always marry you.
But yeah, I think I would marry GK.
Yeah.
I think, do you know, this is gonna be a bit rogue, you know, but I think, and this is purely based off the fact. Have you watched the movie? This what's it called? This season with Kristen Stewart in it.
No.
Oh my god, I
What's
never
it
fancied.
about?
It's just a Christmas film.
Okay, do a quick rundown of the plot. Is she gay in it?
Yeah.
Does
So-
she scissor?
No.
Her tits out.
No.
Bored immediately.
It's just a wholesome lesbian Christmas movie, but
Okay.
basically, I've never ever fancied her before in my entire existence.
What does she look like in it? Show me.
This season.
This season.
Oh, the happiest
Stewart.
season. The happiest season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Oh, very lesbian. She's lesbian IRL, isn't she?
Yeah.
She just got married, you know.
Was she?
Yeah.
But honestly, I've never fancied her in my life. Like
Until then.
Until I watched that film, and I was like,
So she's your shag?
yeah.
Interesting. When you kill Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, because I don't really know much about her.
Do you know what she was in? Oh, what was she in?
The only last thing I saw about
Was she in
Cara
Suicide
Delevingne was her
Squad?
having that breakdown.
Was she in Suicide Squad?
No.
I think she wanted to get it up. Let me check on my phone. Actually, I have a phone. I forgot.
You do. You are correct.
I do. Cara Delevingne. I just think, yeah, fine. I'd fuck a zombie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But then, do you know who else I fancied? Do you know what? Kate Blanchett was one of my first crushes. She was up there.
Kate Blanchett's all right, though.
Just a bit as fuck. Did you ever watch Carol?
No.
You should. It's crazy. It's actually kind of weird, though.
So, yeah, I would marry GK, shag Kirsten, and kill Cara Delevingne.
With the bacon on the bottom of her foot.
What?
She's got bacon tattooed on the bottom of her
Yeah.
foot.
And I tell you, pourquoi, it's not any hate to to Cara Delevingne or any of the people that love Cara Delevingne, but I just don't know that much about her.
I would marry the fuck out of GK.
Oh,
I'm so down
facts.
for that. She's on the top of my whole class list, I think. I wouldn't even want to shag her. I just want to... No disrespect. I wouldn't want to shag her because I have so much respect for Ella. I had so much respect for Ella. But,
Did I tell you?
Yeah. You told me that, yeah.
Sorry,
Willie.
you just reminded
Willie,
me.
you little
yeah.
rat bag. Nasty.
That's surely got to be.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll say this.
We can't
allegedly.
mention her profession, though.
Yeah. Allegedly,
Willie
Willie works
somewhere
works somewhere in which they have body cams, and Willie recorded Ella. Ella was drunk, weren't she?
Yes.
Yeah, recorded Ella and has spread this body cam footage that she. It's very illegal, very, very illegal to do that. And spread it around to people.
Been showing loads of people.
Yeah, so listen to me right now, Willie. People do things when they're drunk.
And also, the people are very vulnerable when they're drunk. Like,
you can't just be fucking spreading that
Yeah,
about.
no.
Oh my god, if people had body cam footage of when I was drunk, I'd actually kill myself. I've done some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think that concludes episode 8, doesn't it?
I think it does. So basically, overall, our exes are
Summary.
crazy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. the Pope.
Yeah.
GK Barry, if you're available to come on the pod, please do. I have a girlfriend. She doesn't.
That's not relative to GK Barry,
And I
though, 'cause
still-
she's in a relationship. Thrive Queen.
And I still don't want Renault to die.
Yeah, facts. We don't want that.
And also Jojo Siwa, please don't come back like a boomerang. I don't really know how I feel about you right now.
Yeah.
The
we're all a
judges are
bit
still out on that
confused.
one.
The juries.
I think I don't know if I like her or not.
That
kind
took you
of-
a while to get out, didn't it? You
I'm in a
said,
bit
"Don't
of a
know,
rogue
don't know, don't
situation.
know."
I think because if my girlfriend was doing that in the Celebrity Big Brother house, I would say she was cheating on me.
Yeah, facts.
But also, I guess that's up to you, Kath. And Kath
Well-
said, "Toodle pip."
Yeah, she did say toodle pip. And do you know what? Fair play.
Do you know what, Kath? You're a better person than me.
Facts. Anyway.
Slay the day away. Goodbye, my lover.
Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me.
Goodbye, my lover.
Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry.
She doesn't know when to stop, but we're going now.
Ta-ta for now, guys.
Love you.
See you next week.
Toodle pip.